What standard do they have to meet in terms of student outcome, student achievement, in order to keep their accreditation?
And for those of you who are not familiar with private schools, the answer is nothing. Public schools have to meet standards. They are made by the state, they are covered by the legislature, and signed by the governor, which is the reason why we were so bothered by what Ron DeSantis did here in Florida. Private schools have no standards to meet. Kids have to get a 70%. There's no standardized test. Every single kid in the state of Florida has to take a standardized test. Private schools kids don't. There's no barometer of how well they're actually doing. We don't know because they don't have to take a state test. They can choose to accept who they want. They don't have to take kids with disabilities. So what are you going to do with your autistic kid? Or your dyslexic kid? Or your dysgraphic kid? Or your kid who's confused by numbers? Because these GOP scam voucher schools, that principal couldn't give it a simple answer on what is required for the school to remain accredited. There is no answer. It's like Trump University. It doesn't need to be accredited. It just has to be there. And that's where your educational money is going, into a pit of despair run by people who don't care about education, but do care about religious indoctrination. It's the GOP taking our tax money to try and make our constituents and future constituents ignorant enough to vote for the GOP. Remember to vote true and vote blue. Our democracy, our wives, freedom of speech, freedom of bodily autonomy, all depends on us voting blue, because the alternative is Donald Trump as a totalitarian dictator and people like Mike Johnson being able to make decisions about your wife's ability to carry a child. Do you want that man to be the voice of reason in a room with a doctor? I certainly don't. Vote true, vote blue. These fuckers are trying to destroy our society.